All right, what's going on, everybody? Good to see you here tonight. All right, what do we have? November 16th? That's some good stuff. November 16th, 2020. Give me a shout out if y'all can see and hear me right now. There's always a delay on this, so whatever comes out of my mouth is often delayed. So anyway, let's see. What do we got? Bernard, what's going on? Roz, how you doing? All right, so apparently I'm on YouTube. That's good. Cool. Dominic, how you doing? Fabiano de Silva. That sounds like a fighter's name. I love it. Mike, how you doing? My tractor guy. There we go. All right, Mike's on Facebook, so we're good. So I know we're on Facebook as well. Good stuff. All right. So guys, share with me how your week's going. You know what, we always do this, right? We always do the old, hey, how's the week going? What's happening in your world? Blah, blah, blah. Scale of 1 to 10 stuff. Can't use 7. 7's a safe number. There's no commitment with 7, right? So it's Monday. I know it's Monday, but how was your Monday, right? Actually, let's do this. You're already probably typing your shit in. How's November going for you? Let's start with that. Instead of this week, how's November? Okay. Yeah, and Roz just typed in there, before you leave a comment, please grant StreamYard, that's the platform we use here, permission to see your name at StreamYard.com/Facebook if you would like to, if you want your name shown. Sometimes we have some trolls on here that don't want their name shown. They just want to come on and criticize and all that stuff. But anyway, that's good. I'm sporting our new our We Live Unafraid Earn It shirts. Pretty cool, huh? Because you got to earn your success, man. Right? Yeah, May's not looking good for New York. Yeah, that what I just said about the StreamYard permission thing is for Facebook. Let's see. Hi there in San Diego. Back to Purple Tier. Ballbuster says, Mike, epic, total epic, total 10, LOL. There you go. Sean, I think I saw order for a We Live Unafraid mug come through, so thank you. I think that was you. I know it was Sean somebody. I'm pretty sure it was you. Super appreciate that. We had a bunch come through that we shipped out today. Jason, glad to hear that, man. With Facebook and Instagram starting to get more leads. Justin's in Indiana. All right, we got some 6s, 8s, 9s. Awesome, Sean. Thanks a ton, man. Dan's an 8.5. All right, so guys, speaking of Facebook and Instagram marketing, oh God, I'm telling you, I'm sorry if you see me doing this the whole day. I got to trim the beard and I got some stray hairs that are like tickling my nose. Even like, ah. So anyway, so here's the deal. Today, I'm super excited. Let me see if I can pull this up. Where is it? On Instagram. I want you guys to do this. This isn't the purpose of tonight, by the way, but I want you to go to _yardist. Looks like that. I don't know if it's forward or backwards for you, but it's Matt Heiner. He's a kick-ass landscape contractor here in Colorado Springs. We just hung out today for a couple hours. He was down here at Fight HQ, and we recorded probably about an hour and 20 minutes worth of just conversation. It was really fun. And thank you, Roz, for putting that in there. The Artist on Instagram. And his got reminders going off, all this other crap. The title, it's probably going to be a 2-part series on YouTube that we're releasing here in the next month or so. And then it'll also be, we'll rip that audio onto the podcast and repurpose it. But we talked about how to grow your business on Instagram as a contractor. And we had some really good conversation around that. But the reason I want you to give him a follow and go check him out, is I want you to study what he does. Study the authenticity that he posts with. Matt was, and you'll hear this in the interview, I remember having lunch with him and about 2 winters ago. And as he puts it in the interview, he was pale in the face, and I reminded him he had some tears in his eyes. He had no idea how he's going to make it. A lot of shit went wrong, and he runs a good business, by the way. It's not like he's some knucklehead. He's always been on the ball with things, but just a bunch of stuff had just kind of all come together to make this perfect storm where he was going into the winter not knowing how he was going to keep his team busy. I don't know if anyone could relate to that. He didn't know how he was going to pay the bills and this and all this other shit. And it was really rough. But over the course of a few months, he got out of the hole. He was a couple $100,000 in debt. And then he, fast forward to now, his business is exploding. He was flown over to the UK, United Kingdom, 2 times to be part of a landscape design reality show pilot episode. And that was cool. Great experience for him and his wife to go and this and that. But guys, it's a good story. I look forward to you guys checking it out pretty soon. But he really gives some very simple and basic tips on how to use Instagram to grow your contracting business. And so it was really good hearing his story. And then on the second part of the interview, we opened it up to some other thoughts that he has about the math in your business, how Instagram actually helped him hire people, and a few other things. So anyway, yeah, Matt's a really good guy. Give him a follow at The Artist. So thanks A to Z. Appreciate that. Bernard got his fight planner. Do I got one down here? Yeah. If y'all don't have a fight planner, get yourself a fight planner. At the very least, go to contractorfight.com/plan. Get the free page. There's a PDF you can just download for free and print it over and over. Okay. So I got a hard stop tonight. I really do. Because I have another call tonight that I got to get done with somebody. We're working on a, I don't want to say a deal because it's not like a deal. I'm working on an opportunity to put out to the contractor community with somebody else that will help you guys with contracts and legal things and stuff like that. And I have a call in a little less than an hour. Okay. So anyway, when I cut it off abruptly later, you'll know why. And then tomorrow I have to fit that in because tomorrow morning at the crack of stupid, we're getting up, jumping in my truck. We're driving from Colorado Springs to Scottsdale, Arizona. My queen has a horse show. She's a hunter jumper trainer, show jumpers. The people that hop around and bloop over the little jumps and all that other stuff. She was one of the top riders in the country, super competitive in that for many years, and then put her trainer's hat on. And so she's got a couple riders that are showing this weekend down in Phoenix, Scottsdale. We're staying in Scottsdale. I think it's in Phoenix. But anyway, so guys, I want to talk about time management. Okay. And the reason that we're doing this, the butt crack of dawn. I love that. Yeah, we call it the crack of stupid here. This topic of time management has come up a lot in our private Facebook group and in our 100K program and our Contractor Sales Academy. It's crazy. Like it's just, and it's something that I thought we should talk about for a few minutes here tonight and help give you guys some tools to help you grow a little stronger in this area. So here we go. Scale of 1 to 10. Can't use 7. This is what I do. Sorry. 10 being amazing. It's awesome. I'm a rock star. Where are you in the realm of what you would call time management? Where do you rank yourself? Can't use 7. You're a 10, you're an 8, you're a 9, or you're a, 1. Thanks, Terry. That's a good one. It's a much better version, I think. Or a 1 through a 6. Where are you at in time management? How do you grade yourself? Just curious. And yes, I'm sipping some Don Julio Blanco tonight. I don't recommend that for anyone under the age of 21 or anyone operating heavy machinery or a vehicle. All right, Alex is a 2, Chad's a 5, Terry's an 8. 2, 2, 8, 3, 5, 4, 8. Yeah, we're all over the board here, right? 4 to 5. Got to do much better with my time management. Guys, this is funny. This is really funny, actually, as I'm about to say this. If I have to grade myself, I would actually have to give myself a 6. Okay. Let's see. Bernard talked to Bill Wilson about this today. Driving the struggle bus. Michael's an F. 6 because of the Facebook rabbit hole. Bob Adams is a 5. All right, cool, guys. Appreciate that. Brad's a 4. Guys, I give myself a 6, and here's why. I have been intentionally building the Contractor Fight and the Contractor Sales Academy empires. I call them empires, kingdoms. I'm a fucking king, and these are my empires, right? All in good fun. And I've done, and what I'm about to say, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I've somehow managed, that's a better phrase, not that I've somehow managed to assemble an amazing team around me. Okay. And, Roz is on here now. Neil may or may be on here. I got Noel. I have Gina. I got Art and Derek. Who am I missing? I got Logan. We got Brad. We got Tim. We got Greg. We got Art. Did I say Art? I got, Steve and Derek, my other partners in the other business. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? Oh my God. I'm going to feel horrible if I don't name everybody. Gina, Art, Logan, Neil, Derek, and Yoda. Chris Dwyer, my mindset coach. He's on the team. So guys, I put together this team. And this is the power of when you have the right people, it really takes a lot of pressure off of you of what you have to do each and every day. In fact, when Matt was here today, we were recording for the YouTube channel. See, I'm itching my nose because my beard is going, it's tickling my nose here. It's like, I gotta. I said to Matt, I said, man, it's really crazy. I said, I have these days where I literally don't know what to do. Okay. Because my people are so fucking amazing. Okay. Now I will take all the credit in the world for slugging away, creating content, working my ass off. And I still work very hard at the things I do in the business. It's just the things I do in the business don't take that much time. In fact, I spend 90% of my time creating content. Okay. So I'm sharing this with you guys because one of the ways that you can really lighten the load and the pressure that you're feeling from your time management, is to really be intentional about building your team with people that are rock stars in areas of your business that you are not good at. Okay. Put your pride aside and get the hell out of the way. And when you do that, you'll be in a position where you ain't going to have to do a whole lot. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but the things you do are high impact, really move the business forward. I always talk about, those in the 100K would know this, who've been in there for a while. I talk about make sure there's enough zeros behind the tasks that you're doing. So don't do a $20 task as a business owner. Okay. Try to not even do a $100 task. Tasks are in the hundreds. Make sure there's 3 zeros or more attached to the shit that you spend your time on. So hopefully that makes sense. So anyway, I want to say hi to a couple other people here. Bradley Birch, what's up? He's a 7. Moises is a 3. Sela C is a 6. Raleigh is a 4. Renee is a 3. As far as how they rank themselves on time management. Okay, so Brandon, you got it, man. It's the one thing. If you guys haven't picked that book up, I have it somewhere on the shelf here. Read The One Thing. It's a phenomenal book, but it's, guys, this time management stuff all starts with clarity. What you need to understand is not everything that has to be done in your business is of equal importance. It's not all, not, you can't have more than one priority. Okay. So, I believe it's in the one thing. He talks about the whole concept of multitasking wasn't even around till like the 1980s. People go, yeah, I got to get my priorities, plural, in order. But the reality is you can only have one priority. Your brain can only work on one task at a time. And it's like a computer. It might switch back and forth from a task. And we call that multitasking, but really multitasking does not exist. Okay. And so we want to make sure that we all want to make sure we are spending our best energy, our best time, our best talents on the thing that matters the most in the moment, in your life, in your business. Okay. You guys with me so far? Yes, no? All right. I'm just waiting for somebody to say yes or no, and because there's a delay. All right, good enough. Done waiting. That's all right. So I'm going to share some thoughts on this whole time management thing. I have a bunch of notes in front of me, and I'm just going to spitball. Then we'll open it up here for some questions. Number one of the reasons that we struggle with overwhelm and we're stressed out about our time is because we're reactive. Okay. We're reactive to things, you guys. Being reactive is rarely a good thing when it, comes to running your business, right? Think about your relationships. All right. You and your significant other. If you're only buying flowers, men, when you're in the doghouse, that's being reactive. If you're only planning a date night or a walk or the you and her time or whatever it is, then when she's upset or when you guys aren't clicking, that's reactive. Okay. So the people that have the best relationships that I've come to find, and guys, I'm preaching myself here too, right? I've no way have I arrived in any area of my life. The people that have the best relationships that I want to learn from and grow from, they are very proactive about their relationships because they understand how important it is. Like if me and him or her and I are not, clicking, if we don't have integrity between us, then this whole thing around us falls apart. So they actually put things on their calendar and they plan for them and then they execute them and make them happen. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. So any area of your life, your fitness, right? If you're just reactive about your fitness, if you don't have a lifetime of taking care of yourself, and then you go to the doctor one day and he says, hey, you're in trouble. You got these issues. Now you're being reactive. You're playing catch up. And there's a lot more stress and stuff like that. So number one, I want to encourage you guys to be proactive. Raleigh just said, I make sure I never work on Sunday, being proactive. It's funny, and there's no right or wrong here. I actually work most Sundays for no less than 4 hours, and I spend those 4 hours. In fact, 2 weeks ago, it was 6 hours. I spent no less than usually 4 hours on a early Sunday morning, coffee, reading, fight planner. I have some other Google Drive spreadsheet documents that I use to plan my week and some things like that. Sunday is my huge planning day. And that's when I'm like, okay, this is going on. I got to give somebody a heads up on this because this is what's going to happen. And I'll often send a lot of my communication out to my team on a Sunday. And I will, what happens, guys, for me, and if you're here for any of this scientific jargon, I ain't your guy, But what I found is when I spend that much time planning, I'm sharpening my axe to make sure that when I hit the week, I'm chopping shit down in one swing. Okay, so planning my week might be sitting down, and an hour and a half, 2 hours of that time might be outlining the content that I'm going to do. When, if I were running projects and I had projects coming up, I might spend that time making sure the scope of work and the times for each task and things like that were really clear for my team. Whatever it might be, you get the idea. I'm trying to do all the heavy lifting in a chunk of time, once a week. Okay. Sometimes there's some trickle over to other days and shit like that, because we're in the trades, guys, right? It's rarely do things go perfectly planned, right? Now, some people will say, well, I don't buy, and I used to be one of these some people. Some people will say, I don't spend a lot of time planning because it's going to change anyway, right? Because each day brings its own challenges and this and that. And I will tell you, hands down, I am 100%, I flip my opinion on that I'm able to adjust to shit that happens way better when I've spent that time planning. Okay. So being proactive, I'm telling you guys, who is it? Somebody put in there is Lincoln or Washington, or one of those guys said, I'm butchering it. If you had, 6 hours to chop a tree down, he'd spend 4 hours or whatever sharpening his axe. This is what that is. Okay. Terry, how do you stop being reactive when everyone looks to you to solve their problems? Yes, the plan is to make everyone accountable for themselves, but it's so painful watching people struggle. And the reality, people struggling costs me time and money. Damn right it does. Yeah. So, guys, there is no easy button to this. What I started doing, Terry, fellow painters here, is when my team would call me, and this eliminated about 50 to 60% of what I had to figure out, because they're looking to me to solve the problem. That's the problem. The more I solve people's problems, the more they're going to rely on me. Now, that doesn't mean when your guys call and they have a question, how do you handle something, they're looking to you for a solution. It doesn't mean that you tell them to screw off and figure it out. This is where you put your coach hat on. And a good coach, good mentor, will, if Terry, you called me up and you said, hey, XYZ problem, instead of fixing it, instead of solving the problem, I immediately go to, man, I've been there. If I'm on the phone with my guys or whatever, right? Man, I've been there. That's a tough spot. So what have you tried already? And I shut my mouth. Well, I haven't tried anything. I'm calling you because I don't know what to do. And I go, okay, well, let's pretend you couldn't get a hold of me and you had to make a decision. What do you, if you did know what to do, what would you do? It's one of my favorite questions. If you knew what to do, what would it be? And in my book, man, if it's ethical, safe, and delivers a great experience in the end product, then I always give them the green light to go do it. And what I'm doing here, Terry, is I'm teaching them to be thinkers. It's funny. I'm really good at this in business and I'm really bad at it at home. Any guys relate to that? Like, the queen, just yesterday was upset about something. She was just in a moment of stress or whatever. And I kind of like surfaced into the room. Like I appeared in the room because I could hear that she was kind of, and she immediately turned, she goes, I don't need you to fix this right now. And I'm like, okay, I'm gone. So I'm a fixer here. I always want to fix shit here. But I've learned in the workplace to not be a fixer. So dude, I would encourage you to turn it back on them. What have you already done? Okay. And then if you're going to offer the solution, just say, hey, listen, one of the things I've done in the past when I've run into a situation is this or this or this. Have you thought about trying this? Have you thought about trying that? No. Okay, well, go ahead and give that a shot. I'm sure it'll work out. If it doesn't, hit me back later. So that's one way. The other way, Terry, is if I know they know what to do, because sometimes they reach out to us out of habit, is I just don't answer my phone. I truly don't. I'm just like, they'll figure it out, especially if it's a guy that's been on my team for a while. And another thing that'll set you guys up for success of this helping your people solve their own problems, is when they make a mistake, you cannot put them in the doghouse, you guys. They have to feel safe. Okay? I believe one of your number one jobs as a leader is to create a culture and an environment where your people feel safe. Okay? Where they can make a decision. They're not in the doghouse. In fact, here in the contractor fight, my team will tell you one of our company values, one of our non-negotiable values, it literally just says, go for it. And my team added that to our values a year and a half ago. And I said, why did you want to add that one? And they said, because you've created the type of environment here where you just let us pull the trigger if we feel it's the right thing to do. And we don't ever want that to change. Okay. So anyway, so we talked about reactive and proactive. This is like, pop quiz here real quick. Pop quiz. I know there's a delay. Would you rather be the hammer or the nail? Would you rather be the hammer or the nail? As you're typing, I'll just share what most of you will probably put in here, unless I'm told. Yeah, there it is. Boom. They're coming through. Hammer. Okay. Be the hammer. When I coached high school football, I told my running backs, I said, you're running the ball. You got these knuckleheads that want to come and knock your snot into the bleachers. You be the hammer. You deliver the blow. You be on the offensive. You be proactive. And guys, what we're talking about here is being the hammer. The hammer is delivering the blow. It's proactive. Okay. The nail is on the receiving end. And most times on the receiving end of a hammer nail situation, it ain't good for the nail. Okay. All right. Good stuff here. So I want to dig into this pre-plan your week stuff, guys. We all have a lot of obligations. And without pre-planning, so many things slip through the cracks. And in fact, let's do this. Share in the chat box right now something in the last 7 days that slipped through the cracks because you did not pre-plan, or something that went wrong because you did not pre-plan. Could have been anything from a delivery with material. It could have been getting back to a customer. It could have been a job not, coming in on budget. Okay. Yeah, Dominic and others, you guys are all starting to get this crazy thing out, right? Or this other take on it. Well, the nail can take a lot. It's tough. Okay, well, sure. That's like the Rocky speech to his son, and it's about life and how many times you can get back up and all that other shit, right? So there we go. Some of you dropped the ball on invoicing, getting estimates out, misordering materials, getting supplies ready for a job that we started today. My whole fucking week, says Bob. Missed writing an estimate, ordering materials, delayed getting permits. My utility locates. Now I'm a day behind. Okay, didn't prepare for the weather. Like, okay, here's my plan. In fact, guys, way back in the day, we used to prepare a budget for the year, a financial budget for the year for our companies. And then we created another budget if everything went to hell in a handbasket and half of our revenue was cut. So if the economy took a shit, we would just put the one budget aside, pull out the other one, and run off of that budget of overhead and expenses. And we already knew, the steps that we were going to take because we planned for it. All right. And speaking of budgets here, that's how I want you to think of pre-planning your week. Okay. How many hours do we have in a week? It's 168 hours. Your calendar, okay, should be a lot like the money that comes into your business. Okay, you have money coming into your business. You have time available in your life. Okay, you don't have any more than 168 hours in a week. Okay, I tell you that right now. The only way that you can create more than 160 hours in a week is to bring people on. and then it multiplies by the number of people you have. Okay. So I want you to think of your time, your calendar, just like your budget. A deposit comes into your business. You get to tell the money where to go. No different with your time. You are allotted a certain amount of time. How you use it is 100% up to you. And some of you are going, no, that's bullshit, man. I have to this. I have to that. I have to this. Not true. It is not true. You have a choice. You are not a victim. Okay. You get to tell the time how it's going to be spent. So what I recommend is first and foremost, now guys, those of you that have been around the fight a while, you know that we talk a lot about our non-negotiable values. One of my values here in the fight is get oxygen. That means make sure we can breathe first. That's every area of our life. It's our health, it's our time, it's our rest, it's our money, me and my team. So when I approach my week, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to make sure I'm getting a certain amount of rest every night. Okay. Type in the box right now how much you guys sleep. How many hours a night on average do you sleep? Yeah, it sucks, Brandon. Travis sleeps 17 hours a night. Lucio is 7, 6.5, 7, 5, 5, 7, 6 on average, 5-ish. Okay. Now let me say this. I don't want to make an assumption. Okay. I know there are some people that you're just wired, right? You're good with not a lot of sleep. And that's totally cool. I can only speak from my experience and the people I personally worked with is the people that are getting 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep a night on a regular basis. They often are up late working. Okay. They're up doing invoicing. They're up doing shit for the business, which I get it has to be done. Okay. So understand, I'm not criticizing here. I'm just saying that I personally believe that you got to find that sweet spot for you. If you're staying up late just to get work done, then you got a problem during the other hours of the week. Okay. That you're not being proactive enough. Okay. So I would encourage you to find what that perfect amount of rest is. Okay. That's number one. Number two, this is under the value of getting oxygen. Number two, I'm looking at taking care of the machine. Okay. Guys, we get one of these things. We get one body. Okay. And there you go. Brandon, bed at 8, up at 3:30, gym at 4, get head right for the day. Perfect. Sounds like you're dialed in. So understand, I know there's always some outliers here, but most people that aren't getting enough rest that are business owners, it's because they're not really pre-planning the week. They're not committing to taking care of themselves first. That's my whole point here. Okay. So make sure you're getting the rest. All right. Eat a few less, French fries each week. Okay. Each day, and move your body. Okay. Working on the job site does not count as exercise for me, guys. Okay. So all this is under the umbrella of using my time wisely to feed the machine first. Okay. So this here tonight on time management isn't how you can work more. This is how you can be more efficient and more productive while you're working. And if you're neglecting the machine and the mind, okay, then you're working harder in those other areas. Okay. Travis's cutback on alcohol has helped me tremendously as Tom takes a sip of his tequila. Okay. So, and I would agree with that. I would 100% agree with that. Guys, you know that sweet spot for you. So if you have a day that you feel really good and you're energized, you're alive, and you were super productive, debrief it, look back and go, okay, what did I do in the last 24 hours? What did I eat? How much sleep did I get? And some things like that. Okay. And please understand, like there's such a paradox in everything I'm sharing here tonight, guys, because I get it. There are times in your life when you're starting something, you're doing something, you got to put the hustle in, you got to put the grind in, you're burning it at both ends. Okay. Like Ryan just said, I got a full-time job and I'm trying to start a construction business on the side. Okay. So 100% cool, 100% acceptable. Here's the problem, Ryan and others. Don't let that be the norm. Your whole life should not be this frantic pace to keep up. Okay. Because you're just going to burn yourself out. I find that when I rest more, when I take more time off, when I actually put this down, which is hard for me to do, and I stop looking at it so much, all right, that my brain has some time to recharge. Okay. Plum Armory, that's a great book. Absolutely. The War of Art. Okay. So think of the time that you were allotted each day, like the money coming into your business. You tell the money where to go, or you should be. Okay, we're going to pay the mortgage here. We're going to pay the truck payment with this. We're going to do this with this. You are simply telling the money where to go. And that leads me into kind of the big point of tonight, guys, is this theory, not a theory, but this technique called time blocking. Okay. And time blocking is basically saying, I'm going to work on something for this amount of time. And that amount of time could be 10 minutes. It could be 10 hours. It's totally up to you. All right. Parkinson's law states something to the effect of, because I'm paraphrasing, the amount of time needed for something will always expand to the amount of time that you make available for it. Okay. Which is why we talk a lot spend a lot of time creating scopes of work for your guys with times for each task and job costing, so you can measure, the expectation against what really happened and things like that. And so Parkinson's law really helps you to go, okay, I'm putting boundaries on my time. And guys, when you do that, when you time block, you are creating useful limits for yourself. You're putting a good pressure on yourself to be focused. It helps you remain more focused. It removes choice of how you're going to spend your time. Okay. Mine's in the other room right now, but my daily sheet that I carry around with me that has how I'm using my time in the day, it's already made the decision for me. Okay. And I time block the most critical activities in my business. I time block them early in the day. So today, for instance, at the top of this, I shared how I said I had Matt Heiner, the artist here. We talked about growing your business on Instagram, shot some videos. Then Noel, my videographer, him and I did some other stuff. We did some pictures. We did a couple other short little videos for promo things that we're doing and stuff like that. Guys, I did that very early in the day. And then I allowed the rest of the day to be for the tasks that are secondary to the things that I really need to get done each and every day. Okay. And so when you are time blocking, basically saying, I'm going to spend this amount of time doing this, you're setting yourself up for great success. In fact, there's been studies that say if you time block 40 hours of your time properly, it's the equivalent of 60 hours of productivity. Okay. Meaning you're damn near, what's that, 40, damn near 50%, whatever it is, more productive because you're time blocking. I'm going to butcher the math, but you'll get the point here. I read a brain study many, many years ago. Okay. And let me know, give me a fuck you emoji or a yes or whatever, yes or no here, if you can relate to this, where you're starting a you're starting a task. Okay. And you get into it, and then your phone rings and you answer your phone and you're distracted. And then you go back to the task, and then something else happens and you're distracted. Can anyone relate to that? Like you're going to do something and then you keep taking the bait on these distractions. Yes, no, middle finger, something. Okay. It's always a delay. It's my biggest gripe about this. Yep. Amanda says, yep. Every day, says Ryan. Having kids around. There you go. So This study that I'm going to butcher the percentages because I think I read it like 8 years ago, something like that, said every time you get into a task and you kind of get your state of flow going with what you need to get done, and then you're interrupted, you're distracted, and you take your attention off the thing you were doing, it takes, I know I'm close on this, it takes approximately 26 minutes after the distraction to get back to the place of mental focus that you were at before you took the bait on the distraction. Okay. So this is why when I time block things, I'll take this and I'll turn the ringer off. Sometimes I'll leave it in the truck. If I'm going to work on, let's say you guys, if you're going to work on putting together a scope of work for the team, right? And you get into it, you're 15, 20 minutes into it, and you're finding the flow and you're mentally on the project, like you're there, you're seeing it, you're cruising along, phone rings. It's another 20 to 30 minutes for you to get back to that same place. And now, because you got to go back, where was I? What's happening? And this, excuse me. And that just crushes your productivity. So guys, we have to be brutally rude to our distractions. Like when, you know, and there's ways to set yourself up for success with this. So somebody mentioned like my kids, right? Your kids are a distraction. And I know what you mean by that, not a bad way. Yeah, there you go, Terry. That's why we don't allow smoke breaks. It cost me 30 minutes in productivity. Exactly. Okay. See, I just squirreled out. Now I got to get back where I was. The hell was I saying now? Damn it, Terry. Oh, kids. Kids are amazing. We love our kids. So if you know that you have to work on something, and I know not everyone has the luxury of having a partner at home, right? Some of you might be single parents, and I totally get that. But this is on us to set expectations like, hey, babe, you know, I really need to work on this. I've got 45 minutes time blocked for this. I'm going to shut my phone off. I'm going to shut the door. We've had things in our home before where, you know, if a door is shut and there's something, we used to hang this thing on the doorknob. It was leave them alone. Okay. Unless you're bleeding from the eyeballs. Right. So communicate with your partner, communicate with your coworkers. One of the landscapers I've worked with for years, he was telling me that he put a green and red sign on his door of his office. And in one of his company meetings, he explained all this stuff to his team. And he's like, guys, I got to do my job. I got to do my job so you guys can do your job. And I can't do my job if I'm always being interrupted. And so when I'm going into my office, if I flip a red, and it's a red-green stoplight type thing, if it's green, come on in, knock on the door, come on in. If the door's open, walk on in. It's fair game. If it's red, I need you to stay away unless somebody got hurt on the job. Anything short of somebody getting hurt on the job or, you know, in the truck or whatever, anything short of a safety issue, I'm unavailable. And their profit went way up. Their productivity went way up. They were more refined and dialed as a team because they started respecting each other. So guys, communicate to your team how important it is and your family that you have this time. You even think about being at home, right? I know from personal experience, because in the past I wasn't good at some of these things, or I wasn't intentional about some of these things. It would take me 5 to 10 times longer to do something at home that I had to work on at night on those occasions I had to, because of distractions, where if I would have just communicated with the family, it would have been a totally different story. On your family side, you guys, here's the other thing. As human beings, we want clarity. We want certainty. We do not like an unclear future. There's actually a lot of strife and turmoil in your homes, as in mine, when we fail to set those expectations and then stick to them. Okay. If our door is always open, that's a problem. If we say we're going to go work on something for honey, I just need 20 minutes to get this bid out. And then 4 hours later, you're still working. That's a problem. And it causes a division. It puts space between you and your family. Okay. So same goes for non-work things. If you're going to time block some time with your kids, then damn it, be all fucking in when you're with your kids. And it's tough. Guys, please understand this. Like, I get it, man. You got your phone in your back pocket. You're trying to get some time with little Johnny out at the park or whatever it is, and it keeps vibrating in your pocket. And every time you pull it out, you're taking attention away from your kid. And I got 3 kids for my first marriage. My queen and I now, between the two of us, we have 5. And I'll tell you what, I can look back with crystal clear 2020 vision of times where I sent the message to my kids that this thing and whatever's attached to it was more important than the time I was spending with my kids. Okay. You can start another business. But you only get these kids one time through. All right. So hopefully I'm not getting too crazy on you guys. So we talked about time blocking and the importance of it. When you time block properly, it also allows you to schedule reaction time in between, because the reality of life and business is there are going to be some times that you have to react. 100%. Are we still here? Chat box got really quiet. Usually there's some things trickling in. I just want to make sure y'all can still hear me. So one of the worst things I've done is I'll go, hey, from 8 to 9, I'm going to do this. From 9 to 10, I'm going to do this. From 10 to 11, 12 to, whatever. Okay, guys, I've learned to put a half an hour, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour in between tasks, because it gives me some time that if shit is blowing up that I have to react to, I have it scheduled in. My reaction time is scheduled in. I have it now where if I'm working on content, like today, we were working on the content here. We're recording things. And somebody texted me and they're like, hey, I need this and blah, 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 and my team and whatever. And I just replied back, hey, I've got time scheduled in about 45 minutes where I can call you. Okay. So I'll react, but I'll react on my terms, not when everyone is just begging for my attention. Okay. So I'm going to bring this home here, and have any questions, you guys can throw them in there. How to time block. Number 1, write out everything you need to do and estimate the times. Then I want you to get clarity of what you really need to do. Like, what do I really need to do? Like, if I don't get this done today, my family will be executed at sundown type shit, right? Little dramatic, but you get the point. We often have a bunch of stuff on our to-do list, things that I'm not saying they don't have to be done. It doesn't always mean you have to do them. So when you write out everything that you have to do in a week, that's how I start my Sundays. I just barf on my freaking paper or whatever. And then I look at it and I go, okay, well, what are the things that, people call big rocks or whatever you want to call them? For me, it's always content related. I always do the content related stuff first. That always gets priority on my calendar after my own oxygen, me, my people in the home and shit like that, my exercise. And I do that as early in the day as I can. Okay. But I rank the things that are on there in level of importance. Then, so I'm determining the priority of what I do, then what I dump, and then what I delegate, the 3 Ds, D, not squared. What is it? Cubed, D cubed. See, I learned something in school. All right. What do I really need to do? What doesn't need to be done? And that could be ever. In fact, I know a guy once who went on vacation for 2 weeks, came back, had like 550 emails or some shit like that. It was crazy. And he went through this exercise and he selected all and deleted every email. He's like, I'm going to spend 6-8 hours going through these fucking emails. If it's important, they'll email me again. Okay. And sure as shit. And we've done experiments with that in my own business where we'll get, 100, 150 emails in a day or whatever. And honestly, maybe 2 of them actually need me to reply. Okay. 90% of them don't need a reply. And the 2 that I reply to, I can reply to. And the others that didn't get deleted, my assistant can reply to. Okay. So guys, don't put that pressure on yourself. All right. So write out all you need to do, get clarity what you need to do, dump, or delegate. And then for me, track the time. We can be overly optimistic about what we think we can do in a day. I talked about the fight planner earlier. I got 3 critical tasks a day that I do. Okay. I don't do more than 3. It's like, what's the saying? We overestimate what we can accomplish in 1 year and underestimate what we can accomplish in a decade. Same thing goes here. Okay. Bob, I should resend my email. That's funny. Bob, Raj should be replying to you because we went over a bunch of stuff there. So thanks for bringing that up. Because I sent a reply and then you'll get the reply because I don't check my email anymore, Bob. Don't be optimistic about what you can do in a day, especially in the trades. Guys, we're in an industry unlike all other industries. Like, we're dealing with Mother Nature, we're dealing with psycho clients from time to time, we're dealing with our guys not showing up, and then all the shit that we bring to the table that fucks our day up, right? So that's why you got to get that clarity about what really has to be done and all that shit. I have things that are one of the things on one of my sheets that I use is, what are this week's crucial results? Okay. Those aren't things I got to do every day, but at the end of the week, I really have to have these boxes checked. And that often helps with that overscheduling thing. Okay. Okay. So we talked about time blocking, talked about being proactive versus reactive and all this other shit. Treat your time like it's your money coming in. Tell it where to go. Yeah. Thanks, Roz. So guys, how you use the time in front of you, my whole point tonight is it's really your choice. Don't ever be one of those people that says, I have to. Okay. You don't have to. I have to do this right now. I have to do that. That makes you a victim. And I just don't want to be a victim. Okay. You do have time. You do have time to do the things that are crucial, that are going to move the needle forward. You do have the ability to make your own choices. Okay. And you're not a victim by default. Okay. I guess if I could sum up my thoughts on time management into one phrase, guys, it would be this. And I learned this from somebody many years ago. I'm not managing time. Time ticks no matter what. I don't know if I'm going the right way for you guys on the clock here because I don't know if it flips. Anyway, I can't manage time. Time's going to tick. The sun's going up, the sun's going down, no matter what I do. No matter how cloudy it is, I can't see the sun. It's still fucking coming up and going down, right? What I've learned is I can manage my energy. I can manage my priority in the moment. Back to the one thing that we talked about. Okay. Notice I didn't say priorities. Yeah, there might be a lot of things that need to be done, but there can only be one priority at a time. Each day, you might have a day where you have one priority, and it might be, we got to finish this damn job today. That's fine. Okay. But often we're trying to please everybody and do everything. And guys, that's on us. We can't. And oftentimes it's just a matter of having the tools, knowing what to say, how to set expectations with customers and, all the other shit that surrounds business. But I want to leave you with this. And I got like maybe 5 minutes here, 7 minutes for some questions. So if you have them, type them in now. This is 100% your choice. Okay. How you spend your time is a matter of you're not managing the time. You're managing your energy. You're managing your priority in each moment. Okay. So hopefully that helps, guys, tonight. So if you have a question, go for it. Like I said, I have a hard stop in about 6.5, 7 minutes from now. that I got to get on another thing. We're leaving at the crack of stupid tomorrow for Arizona for almost a week. My woman is a show jumper trainer in the horse world and has a horse show down there. And then I'm going, then we come back for the week of Thanksgiving. Then it looks like I'm hopping on a plane to go to LA to start the filming of the new show on HGTV. Literally still waiting for exact dates and times. It's like the Marine Corps all over again. Hurry up and wait. Driving me crazy. All right, no questions? Or just a really big delay, one of the two. All right, so you see on the screen there's our Facebook group, you guys. If you're not yet part of that Facebook group, head over there. We've got a lot of great people in the group doing some really good things in their business. And I want to encourage you to get in there and build relationships with other contractors, have some good conversations. Sergio, what's the name of the show? I have to say working title because they can always change it. So it's a thing that I just learned. But for now, the working title is called Unfinished Business. And I'm simply the host, and I have a GC and I have a designer, and we go in and we help people. So I'll just leave it at that. All right. So share with me any other questions you have. There's about a 30-second delay between YouTube, okay, and Facebook Live. That's crazy. Thanks, Brandon. When your competitors are buying jobs by bidding so low, what do you suggest? Different topic, man. That's tonight's on using our time. Plenty of content out there about Roz, didn't we do a video on something about lowballers, how to not be a lowballer or something? But in short, Ryan, I would say learn how to sell. Okay. People will pay a lot more money than you think they will. Trust me. Okay. They are not, prices very rarely the reason people are not buying from you. Okay. They'll say price, but it's usually a lot deeper than that. Okay. Let's see here. Would love to drop the phone, but worried being a new company that clients might call someone else. What's your advice? Hire an answering service. Okay. Hire a part-time stay-at-home mom who wants to make $1,000 a month. Okay. And between certain hours answers your phone. Guys, don't step over $1 to pick up a dime. Okay. And this goes for like the bookkeeping and all this other shit. Outsource that shit, you guys. If you're a smaller company, a one-man show, whatever it is, answer your damn phone. Okay. So let's see here. We got the delay. Roz posted a video. Yeah, Bob, we can work that out. So whoever the Facebook user is asked the question about, I'd love to drop the phone. This is one of those things where you have to go do, dump, or delegate. Number one, the phone shit has to be done. Number two, doesn't mean you have to do it. Okay. So this would be one of those things. Number three, that's a thing that leads to the business moving forward 100% of the time. You have to be able to communicate. You have to answer the phone. You have to be able to sell your work. So to me, that's one of those top, high impact things that has to happen each and every day in the business. Okay. Make it easy for people to communicate with you. The more somebody has to, call and leave messages and shit, that's terrible. Even if you answer the phone and go, hey, listen, this is Tom. Super appreciate you calling. Can I call you back? I have a scheduled break to return calls at 10:45, or even put that in your voicemail, worst case scenario. Okay. All right, Lucio, can I be an extra on the show? There have been some trades that we're reaching out to in the LA area that we needed. But all the licensing, there's a lot of vetting that goes in and background checks and all that stuff. So if the opportunity comes up, we always put it out. We will put it out to the fight community. Okay. All right, guys, appreciate you. I got to get rolling here. Head over to the Facebook group if you're not yet there. On days that I talk a lot, I stumble through my words at the end of the day, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, I have mouth fatigue. I've been talking since 10 a.m. All right, guys, appreciate you. Have an awesome day. Talk to you soon. Be on the lookout for some good stuff coming your way in the fight. Thanks again. Have a good night.